Hello, hi guys. I hope you're good. I'm also fine. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And we are going to talk about different kind of people. So these are two people who are a bit different. And one group is about solution oriented. The other group is about problem oriented. I don't know if you have met these people who they don't have anything good that they can say about life. Everything according to them is bad. Everything according to them, how they view the world is people are cruel, people are watu wanakugonga, people are taking advantage of you, people are not there to support you, people are not there even to do some things for you in a good way. So we are going to learn about people who are problem oriented and people who are solution focused. So we have those people who they focus on solution. Okay, this has happened. What can we do? Okay, sawa. This has happened. So what next? What can we pay? Where can we get the money? Yani akili inapiga tu hesabu, and they just want things to move regardless of the situation. And there are those people who they'll wallow there in their problems. They will always think about things that happened 1900. I remember this lady who was saying that she got divorced, and after 15 years she was still waiting for the ex-husband to come back. Okay, it was a bit of denial, but this is someone who was stuck, and the ex-husband has already moved on, married, having children, and life is moving. But this lady was like, I'm still waiting, I know, and I'm really praying, and I know that things will turn out for good. But now it was 15 years past divorce, but this lady was still holding on and uh, hoping that the guy will come back. But apparently the guy did not come back. So there are times that I think we dwell so much on what we are going through that we forget about our life, that there's a lot of things ahead of us that we can do. And there are these kind of parents who suffer from character disorder or neurotic disorder. Maybe one day I'll talk about those two types of disorders in a length, in a deeper level. But there are these people who they always complain to their children that, I'm in this marriage because of you, that, I'm suffering here because of you, that, if it was not because of your pregnancy, I could have gone to school, I could have this job. So you are the reason why I'm staying with this man. But these are kind of parents who they're just shifting responsibilities. They're just telling their children just to cover up. They're just projecting. Because why did you stay in a toxic relationship? Because of your child. I mean, you didn't even help that child. So there are times that you have people who they shift blames, they shift responsibilities, they always blame each and every person, and for them they are saint except any other person. They just feel like I'm here, this is happening to me because of my grandmother, because of my grandfather, this is happening to me because my mom was a single parent. I did not have that time to bond with my father, I did not have that time to bond with my mother. I'm going through this because my mom did not pay for me university, my dad left us, my dad did not do these things. I know they're hurting. But should we dwell there? Should we give the same story year in, year out? Someone said that when you are 30 years, now you are an adult, you are starting to build your own generation. And the things that you are complaining about your parents, if you don't change them, your children will complain about you. So make sure that you change the narrative. Make sure that you tell yourself, I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to raise my children differently. I'm going to do so many things differently so that you don't repeat the same script. Somebody said that it is the same game, the same script, but different players. So make sure that you play a different script. Make sure that you play something different that people will look back and say, regardless of where this person came from, this person has really changed his or her life. They say if you're coming from a rich person, from a poor background, let the rich background come from you. So don't swallow in your problem and be part of the solution. And here we are going to also learn about a story in the book of Exodus. And we see that these children of Israel, they were just murmuring to Moses. And most of the time, they will tell Moses, you are taking us out of Egypt to come and kill us here. You mean we didn't have we didn't have graves in Egypt where we could have been buried? You know, we were comfortable eating onions and cucumber. And these guys, they were complaining a lot. And you can even see that even God hate people complain. According to this story of the children of Israel, we know that only Joshua and Caleb that managed to enter the promised land. But the generation that was out of Egypt, God made sure that Ali was swept water, like they died, all of them. God made sure that he underwent that generation just to create a new generation, people that will think differently, people that they don't know about Egypt, people that will not remember about cucumbers and onions. So most of the time we dwell in our past that we don't want to think about the solution. We don't want to think about the way forward. And these children of Israel, I mean, hawakuwa wanaona kitu mzuri. And these people, they were building bricks in Egypt. They were working so hard. They were being tested in Egypt. But a small challenge in the wilderness, they will complain. They will make Moses like to run mad. Even at that reason, even actually one of the a reason why Moses did not enter the promised land is because of these people. They were complaining they want water. They were all over Moses. Moses could not even breathe. And even Moses had to disobey God, because when you're working under pressure, you can't even think right. So when you have these people who are always complaining, they will make you to do a lot of mistakes, because they will push you forward. And woe unto you if you have this person in your house. If this person is your child, this person is your parent, this person is your spouse, this person is your relative, this person is your sibling, this person is your colleague, you'll have a rough time, because these are people that will sit there to complain from morning to evening, and they'll put a lot of pressure in you. Mostly if you're a leader, they'll always want you to do things for them. They'll always feel like you're letting them down. So make sure that you're in the part of just finding a solution. And we can see even some of the blames that came in the Garden of Eden. Just shifting blames and not taking responsibility. One thing I was studying, I think today, it was this guy was saying that the reason why the source of sin is laziness. Okay, alikuwa na make sense, because he said when God told Adam and Eve not to eat the forbidden fruits, Adam and Eve, they were so lazy. Not Adam and Eve, Adam was so lazy to ask God. And maybe when the serpent came and talked to Eve, maybe Eve could have said, it is okay, but let me go and consult God. So the reason why they ended up eating the forbidden fruit was because they were so lazy even to confirm with God and to consult God and to ask God, why did you say us not to eat this fruit from this tree? Because God told them you can eat any other fruit, but not this one. So it was upon them to take that responsibility and get out of laziness and ask God, by the way, why did you say we should not eat this fruit of knowledge? But Eve decided, I'm going to get the knowledge through a shortcut. Let me just eat this thing, get the knowledge na tuendelee na maisha. Apparently kiliwaramba. So we can see from here also that most of us, we want shortcuts. Most of us, we want si kuje tu, mi venye tu itakuja. And that is why nowadays you find that there's a lot of corruption, people paying for jobs. They don't want even to do the hard work. They don't want even to go to school and earn those masters and PhDs and diplomas and what have you. They just want a shortcut. So make sure that you're in the side of not complaining, but the side of problem solution focused. So if you focus more about bad things will follow us. But life is all about energy. So whatever you project, it's whatever comes back to you. Kenye iko hapa ndani ndio inarudingi. So if your life is full of bitterness, you'll always meet bitter people. You'll always meet frustrated people, because you'll find yourself bonding. So you bond with these people because of the energy that you're radiating. So if you're a kind person, a loving person, again, you'll attract the same kind. And that is why they say two cannot work together unless they agree. Sometimes unconsciously, you will end up meeting people who are just confirming what you are going through inside. I like what Jacob Elliott said. If there's no war within, there'll be no war without. So make sure that you work on your within, so that you're at peace with yourself, so that you know yourself, self-awareness. You have just worked on your traumas, so that once you have done that, there'll be no war without. but as long as there is war within, tutashinda tu hapo. And again, some people go for therapy, they come for counseling, but they don't even finish the sessions because they don't want to face reality. They don't want to take the work. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to. They'll even say, "Wacha marriage ishe." Why? Because they don't want to put in the work. They don't want to cultivate it. They don't want to face their reality. They don't want to be questioned. They don't want to be confronted. They don't want to say, by the way, hapa nimefanya makosa, I think I need to change. That is why most of us, we are not patient in anything. Even in our workplaces, you do something bad, you're being corrected, wewe hata unachana na kazi, si lazima nifanye kazi hapa, and you're out. You do something small, even for our kids. They do something, correct them, now they want to kill themselves. They do something, you just tell them you should not do it like this. Now they go to their bedroom, wanajifungia huko. Now they want to die. So people are becoming so lazy. They don't want to put effort. So make sure that you are part of the solution oriented. If you have a friend, maybe a colleague, a partner, and any other person, make sure that anytime you have conversations and maybe you have some disagreements, just sit down and ask this person, can we focus on the solution, or can we dwell on this problem? So that they can even see and be like, by the way, we are wasting time here. What can we do? So make sure that you focus on the good side of life. Make sure that you just work on yourself. Don't see yourself as a saint. Nobody knows everything. They say life is a school of learning. We learn every day. If someone comes and tells you something, don't just dismiss them, or don't just be mad and say, I don't want to listen. Maybe listen to them and then find out, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this conversation? What can I learn from this problem? What can I learn from this situation? And then move forward. So make sure that you focus on the solution every time you are going through something. Personally, when I'm going through something that is beyond me, I always focus on the positive side of life. I always sit down and count my blessings one by one and be like, if God did all this, even this one, God is coming through for me. Because having a track record, and I always pray that each and every person, God will give us a testimony. Not the one that you are hearing somebody sharing in church, but your personal testimony. That when something happened, you will go back and reference back and be like, God did this to me. That means that even in this situation, God is coming through for me. It is the reason why David killed Goliath, because of a track record of the goodness of God. So I pray that God will give us a track record. Some things that we can just flash back and be like, if God did this for us, God can still change things. God can still turn things around, because the Bible says that He's the same God yesterday, today, and forever. So if you focus on the solution part and you feel like this is beyond me, maybe someone is sick, you have prayed, you have done everything, hand it unto God and say, there's a time I was sick, or someone else was sick, and God did a miracle. So even in this one, we are going to trust the Lord and have peace, find rest. Because most of the time we focus on the problem, and we cannot even solve it. We focus on the problem that it is beyond us. Things that are, things that money cannot buy. Maybe you have money, but you have realized that your money is useless. It cannot buy. Money cannot buy life. Maybe we have done everything and we realize our connections cannot help us. At that point, you just tell yourself, God, I cast my burdens unto you. Of course, we don't believe in God. Me, I don't know how people who don't believe in God survive. I really don't know, because life is, someone was saying in the same book of story of Adam and Eve, this person believes like life is all about pain and suffering. Like nothing comes so easy. Like even Jesus, to be glorified, He went through pain and suffering. And this guy was saying, if you don't want to suffer in life, if you want to avoid pain and suffering, then forget about anything to do with another human being, because people will disappoint us in life. People will change. People will hurt us. People will backbite us. People will take away what rightfully belongs to us. People will lie to us. So this guy was saying that if you don't want to be hurt, or you don't want to suffer, or you don't want bad things to happen to you, then forget about growth and forget about success. And to me, it makes sense, because There are up and downs in life. Hakuna siku maisha inakuwa tu hivi. So if you are that person who focuses on the negative side of life, then you stagnate a lot in one point, because a lot of things are ahead of us that we need to conquer, a lot of territories. So if this one territory that you are trying to conquer and shit happened and you are dwelling there, it means you are wasting time. We still have a lot of things to do. But if you're learning from our failures, learning from our mistakes, and then we say, you know what, life has to continue, then we'll have a joyous and a life full of gratitude. So thank you so much for watching, and may you share this video to someone who you feel like they are stuck, who you feel like they don't see anything good in this life, who you feel like they have gone through a lot of things in life, that they're there and wondering, this God that people talk about, where is he, or what can I do even to give me strength? And I've said that for you to find strength is just to look back of goodness of God, and just to look back where you have come from and how things have changed for your good, and trust in the same power, the same person, the same God, that if he did that to you, he can also do this to you. So thank you so much for watching, and may the good Lord bless you. Bye bye.